Hello. I wasn't going to do a doubler today, and then I was like, it's kind of become tradition, hasn't it? So, yeah, doubler today, part 2 of my recordings today, or my videos today. Let's take a look at r/advice, because we haven't been there in a little while. I've picked out some posts just based on the title and the length. Some of the ones that I didn't pick were like, that's a bit bold. We're not that restricted on this channel, but I don't want it to descend into chaos. Anyway, so let's take a look at the first one. Should I do what my pastor says? Oh, my family is having its 3rd kid in January. That's a weird way to phrase something. We are going from condo to house. The house that's our top choice is right by my pastor. He's cool with us, I think, but he told my wife when she asked that the house is too close. We have a lot of people over from church and he doesn't want all that. He thinks it's inappropriate and wants us to live further. Wait, what? So you're cool with your pastor and there's this house that you really like that's close to your pastor, but the pastor says, no, it's too close to my house because I don't like the way that you have a lot of people over from church at your house, so you should live further away. That's really odd. I said I don't think he has biblical right to tell us where to live, and he can move if he's unhappy with it. I want to honour my pastor, but I don't care that much if he doesn't like where I live. Thoughts? Why did you ask in the first place? I think this whole situation is really odd. I mean, it depends how much hassle you want. Like, if you move there, is he going to cause you hassle as a neighbour? Is he going to cause you hassle as a pastor? Is he going to be like, is it a he? Yeah, he. Like, is he going to be bad-mouthing you or whatever, which I guess isn't the... What are pastors? Are pastors Christian? Because I was going to say that's not the Christian thing to do, but I don't know if pastors are Christian. I'm not very good at the whole religion thing. Anyway, if you really don't give a fuck, if you're like, yeah, he can try and make our lives a misery, but it's totally fine, we don't really care, then, yeah, just live there anyway, wherever you want. But if you're like, do you know what, I can't be bothered with the drama of it all, then unfortunately, and I think unfairly, maybe it would be in your best interest to choose one of the other houses. But that's a really weird situation. I don't get it. If I've totally misunderstood something here and you know what's going on, let me know in the comments because I'm confused. Next one. Uh-oh. My boyfriend, 22-year-old male, said he hated me and wished I died. Eee. I've been out of town signing up for college in the spring, as well as visiting family, and haven't seen my boyfriend in 3 weeks. We recently opened our home to his friends who didn't have a place to stay. Long story short, I arrived home yesterday and immediately when I got into the house, there were flies, litter boxes filled with shit, pancake powder all over the kitchen counter, dirty dishes left out everywhere, leftover food flies flying over that, leftover food flies flying over that. The living room had wrappers, random food bags, dirty clothes, a half-filled air mattress. Our bedroom was a mess, as well as with a bag of old popcorn. Bathroom sink covered in dirt, just a mess. So this is all within 3 weeks. The house has basically turned into a tip. I tried to contain my anger, but I got upset and was like, what the fuck is this shit? Nobody's doing anything all day. There's a baby and 4 cats. 2 of those are kittens with fleas. Did they have fleas before, or do they just have fleas now because of the dirt? My boyfriend's response was that I was annoying and to shut the fuck up. He was saying hella disrespectful shit, so I stood up for myself. Good for you. His friends got their baby and left, and I told him this shit was unacceptable. Basically, it ended in me leaving and him texting me he hated me and that I'm a piece of shit who ruined his life. Jesus Christ. I'm very hurt. He's now texting and calling that he loves me, but saying I need to apologise. Apologise for what though? What should I do? Thank you to anyone who took the time to respond. Girl, this is not a good situation. So, OP's been gone for 3 weeks. The house is a fucking mess. And then they're like, what is this shit? Like, nobody's doing anything. Nobody's cleaning stuff up. And we've got a fucking baby in the house and 4 cats. And 2 of them have fleas. Why not clean shit up? And he's like, shut the fuck up. You're this, that, and the other thing. You're a piece of shit. You ruined my life. That's so fucking dramatic. 22 years old, still a grown-ass fucking adult, right? That you're right, this is unacceptable. I say trust your instincts. Trust your instincts, because if they're going to fucking go off on that just because you're like, hey, the house is a fucking mess, what's the deal? If that's enough to set them off, no, bitch, this is a bad situation. Like, I understand, like, having a bad day or, like, whatever, but saying that someone's a piece of shit who's ruined your life and they should go and die, like, come on. No. Get out of that situation, girl. Not fun. Oh, one much later. My new boyfriend's farts might be a deal breaker. Remember in one of the last episodes, what was it? Maybe it was the last one, and there was someone who's like, oh, at what point can you start farting in front of your new partner? And then I was talking about there's been this Darman video where he was like, yeah, make your girlfriend or whatever know from the beginning that it's okay to fart in front of you. So whereas this one, OP's like, nah, my boyfriend's farting in front of me and I'm not here for it. So let's see what they say. So I, 35-year-old female, started a relationship with my new boyfriend, who's a 32-year-old male, about 2 months ago. Personality-wise, he's probably perfect for me. I'm all about his dad bod. And he's been super patient with my lack of availability, as I'm a single mum to a special needs kid. As we've gotten more serious, we've been spending more time at his place. He's gotten very comfortable around me. Y'all, not only am I a mother to a kid that may take another 5 years to get potty trained, not only am I a divorcee who lived with another human male for years, but I'm also a scientist who has seen and smelled it all. Okay, so the point is that they're no stranger to a feces cloud, basically. Farts happen, it's a normal bodily function, but when I say his farts are horrendous, I mean I think there's something actually wrong with his body. It's not even crazy often, but the scent is a putrid, and it lingers. Oh, it's like thick. It just smells wrong, and we've talked about so many personal, intimate things that I definitely would have expected to hear about GI issues before, about other health, like before he told her about other health issues that he's mentioned. Y'all, how do I go about asking him about this? How do I phrase this? How do I ask if there's something he should go to the doctor for? I really like him, but I can't be with someone I feel physically uncomfortable around. Is it really that bad if it's like, you said that it's not that often, right? It's not even crazy often, okay, but it lingers and it's like, I mean, on the one hand, it's like, well, that's a shame, like, he probably can't fucking help it. Maybe he's ill, maybe it's to do with his diet, maybe it's just a natural biological thing, I don't fucking know. But I'm pretty sure people don't go around like purposefully scenting their farts, okay? So on the one hand, it's like, well, that's a shame, can't really help it. But on the other hand, if someone is expelling such a foul odour that you're like, I don't want to fucking breathe in through my nose or my mouth right now, yeah, that is a problem, to be honest. That is an issue. How do you phrase it? How do you go about it? So what's good is that OP isn't talking about instantly breaking up over this, but just saying like maybe he needs to go to the fucking doctor. I would just be like, okay, this is what I would do, right? I would wait until the next time he lands a big stinker, right? And just be like, I mean, don't breathe in first, but just be like, babe, did you do a little fart? You know, just like bring it in like soft and humorous, like nothing too serious, and just be like, is everything okay? Because they're kind of like, I mean, all farts are stinky, but like, is this like a dietary thing, or is it because of like one of the health conditions that you've told me about already? Like, I just want to make sure that you're okay, because don't know if it's normal, you know, just kind of take it from a place of concern and curiosity. Like, try and not make him feel judged about it. Don't be like, your farts are like inhumanely disgusting, there must be something wrong with you, you need to go and get it checked out, you know. Just be like, because maybe he's already fucking aware of it, maybe he's embarrassed about it. So that's why I think just, you know, doing it in like a soft, playful way, like to bring it into the conversation, and just be like, you know, well, I just wanted to check because I know that you've got stuff going on, and I just wanted to make sure that you're okay and things like that. And then I don't know, like, if it is some sort of health thing or if it's to do with diet, maybe he can get that seen or change that, make some sort of whatever adjustment. But if he's like, nah, like, what are you talking about? Everything's fine. Honestly, then I would have to go away and have a think about things. Because if it is like, if it's that bad and it's like lingering and it's like a fucking fog over you, maybe it's not fair, but I get it. Like, you have to be practical. You need to be able to breathe in peace around this person. But it is a shame that such a thing would be ruined just by, or that, you know, a potentially nice relationship would be ruined by a thing like that. But oh well, oh well, oh well. Oh gosh, this next one is like back to serious. I'm 15 and have herpes. I need help. So I'm dating a very nice girl and we've been together for 3 months and have known each other for 6. We have kissed before and we had plans for her to come over this weekend, but I went through a breakout. I got cold sores or oral herpes from drinking after my dad when I was younger. She's my first girlfriend and kiss, but I don't know what to do. I can't let her see me with this. Her friend has cold sores and she wasn't grossed out, but what about me? If I gave them to her parents are really Christian, what would they think of her and me? I hate this so much. Any advice? Don't give them to her. Don't give them to her. I mean, I think we've talked about this before, like oral herpes, labial herpes, cold sores, they're extremely common. Most people have cold sores, okay? And once you have the herpes virus, it never ever goes away. That being said, there is still a lot of misinformation about cold sores. And I'm sure there's, you know, people that still have stigma against it, but the fact is that it's a very normal, common thing. I also got it when I was a child, so yeah, a lot of people have it. Definitely don't be kissing when the cold sore is active. Don't have any like contact with the lip area or the mouth area while you have an active herpes flare-up. Definitely not. Like, don't just like kiss through the pain or anything like that. Please, no. But I would just be honest and just be like, oh hey, just to let you know before you come over, like I'm getting some cold sores right now. Like, you can still come over and hang out if you want. But like, if you're worried about like getting it from a glass or something, like, I can understand if you want to like postpone until after they've gone away. It's really not a big deal. And if she gets like weirded out by it, like, I don't see why she would, because if her friend has cold sores and she's not grossed out, like, it's not something that you need to be grossed out about, but that doesn't necessarily mean that someone else won't be. So I get it. I get that you're a little bit insecure about it, but it's totally fine. Just, yeah, don't have the lip contact. Don't share glasses, cups, toothbrushes. Don't share toothbrushes anyway. But do you know what I mean? Also, don't have the second-hand contact with the oral area. But it's not an issue. Just kind of just drop it in. Just be like, oh, just to let you know, like, I've got a cold sore right now, so I can't do the smoochy or anything like that, but you can still come over, because, you know, I'm sure like kissing isn't the only thing that you do when you hang out together, right? Or it shouldn't be anyway. Do activities have hobbies? Okay, next one. Oh, this one just says blackmail. Okay, so this is a story going on with a close friend of mine and I need advice. She's 19 now and she's been blackmailed with certain images by a 23-year-old man. The images are 6 years old. She's 19 now. I'm really bad at mental math. What, that made her 13 at the time? Anyway, let's continue. Here are the facts. She lives in an Arab third world country and he's French living in France, so cybersecurity won't do shit apparently. He's asking her to call him, but I told her not to. He's threatening to send it to people in her uni so they can post it on those shitty uni gossip pages. I told her to ignore him for the time being and we'll see. Any advice? I mean, these pictures are 6 years old. She's 19 now. She was 13 at the time these pictures were taken. That is illegal. I'm hoping you know this and I don't have to explicitly say the word. This is illegal. It's obviously nerve-wracking, especially, you know, not even just to have those personal pictures of yourself, but then from when you were so young, and then, you know, living in an Arab third world country, don't know how people are gonna, you know, don't know how understanding people are going to be about this situation. But honestly, I would also just ignore him for the time being. And hey, if he puts the pictures out, anyone who looks at them, reposts them, distributes them, is doing illegal stuff, okay? Not that that helps the situation, not that that's going to make things any better for you, but I don't think blackmail is something that ever works out. Like, if you give into the blackmail, I don't think it ever gets better. I think it probably just gets fucking worse. So damn, I'm sorry that situation is going on, but yeah. Well, I'm interested to see what the others have said, actually. He's threatening to distribute them. Exactly. It's illegal anywhere, let alone internationally. Yeah. Post this in a legal subreddit or one that deals with international laws. Yeah, one that deals with international laws. Maybe other people know more about this shit, but from what I understand, like cross-border stuff, especially then cyber cross-border stuff, is like total bullshit. But yeah. Okay, next one. Girlfriend lied about age. Oh damn, is this going to be similar? So I'm a 17-year-old male and have been together with my girlfriend, who is a 16-year-old female, for about 2 months. Almost, but we have been friends online for roughly 5+ months, and originally we cared for each other quite a lot and talked a lot in that, and I tried helping her whenever she needed something. Then a few months after being friends, we got together, but then after about 1.5 months or so in, she confesses to me she lied about her age actually being 14. And I've just accepted that for now because I don't know what to do about it, because I don't want to leave her hurt again like she has in the past, and we both truly care about each other in that. Why do you sometimes say and sometimes say and? Be consistent, please. I've also never been like in a real relationship, so I don't know what I'm doing, lol, but we also don't do anything sexual related or anything like that, and never plan on doing anything like that anyway until marriage. I also don't know what to do because I don't want to hurt her, because I'm afraid she might try and hurt herself again or something, because she used to do that stuff until we were friends for like the first month, because she got comfortable talking with me, etc, etc. I'm sorry, but this is a pretty open and shut case. She's underage. Cut that shit out. Like, you have to end it. I understand that you don't want to hurt her and that like you're worried for her own health, but you can't go about your life tiptoeing around other people's feelings, which for me is difficult, but it's a reality. Like, some things are going to hurt, but doesn't mean that it's not still the right thing to do. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? I can think back to times when I was in my youth, you know, not fucking 14 years old, but maybe like 16, 17, you know, and if maybe there was like an older guy that could potentially be an interest or whatever, I would be quite happy if they would say, that's nice, but no thank you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, what you could maybe say is, hey, like, I still really want to be friends with you, and maybe, you know, in a few years, who knows what might happen, but I'm still, you know, going to be here for you, and I'm sorry that this has to be the way things are, but there's not really anything else we can do. Like, we have to break up. I don't want to, but we have to, you know? That's what I would say in that situation. Next one. Embarrassed that I asked a girl crying if she was okay. I was sitting in the study room of my hall and I heard a girl crying. I normally would stay out and ignore it, but for some reason I stood up and asked if she was okay. She said no, and then I just shut down. I didn't know what to say, so I said I'll be in the study room if she needed to talk. I'm sitting here wondering why I stood up. Was it weird? I keep thinking about it and it just makes me feel so embarrassed. There were other people around too, so I'm double embarrassed. How do I get over this? Because I know I will be thinking about this all week and just cringe. What's the question? was it weird? Did I get over it? I mean, I don't think it's weird to like ask someone if they're okay. Like, I once like was on the train and there was someone behind me sobbing her eyes out, and I went and spoke to her, asked if she was okay. She wasn't. She told me the fucking situation, which by the way, and this was years ago, and I don't even know her name, so it's not like I'm divulging someone's personal secrets, right? But she told me that the situation was that she was going home from her now ex-boyfriend's house because she found out that she was pregnant with his child, went over to his house and told him, and then he broke up with her, and that's why she was crying. So, yeah, I think justified. But then afterwards, like when she had to like get off at her stop and stuff, and she thanked me for like talking to her, and she said, you know, I'd like restored her faith in humanity or whatever. So, you know, I think when you see someone who's clearly hurting, like in a public place or whatever, you know, and like there's other people around just not doing anything, I don't think it's weird to stand up and be like, hey, are you okay? But I do think that it's weird to be like, are you okay? I'm just gonna go back. Like that part of it is not very helpful, because what is she gonna do? Be like, okay, I'll just follow you, or like wait 5 minutes and then come in? Like, that's more awkward and more embarrassing for her, I would say. So I would say just put yourself in her shoes, and I would maybe even go back. Like, I mean, the situation, when was this? A day ago, so they're obviously not still there. But if I did that and then I was like, oh fuck, what do I do now? I would maybe even go like, hey, sorry, I don't know why I just walked away like that. Like, do you want to like talk about it, or like, can I get you something? Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's a bit shit if you as the person who's upset and crying in public, if you know that other people can see you fucking crying, and then someone comes up to you and is like, are you alright? And you say no, and then they just fuck off. That's going to make you feel like no one gives a shit about you. Not trying to make you feel worse about what you did, but I'm just saying, like, it's not, like, I don't think you're the one that should be embarrassed in this situation. Not that she should be embarrassed either, but do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's the humane thing to do to offer someone a shoulder, you know? So yeah, how do you get over it? I mean, you just have to get over it. Like, what are you going to do about it now? There's not really much that you can do, I think. But maybe just next time that happens, yeah, maybe say, is there anything I can do? Like, do you want to talk about it? Do you need something? Can I call someone for you? Whatever. Okay? Oh, how to lie to my parents about a trip. Why are you lying to your parents about a trip? So, my boyfriend and his family have invited me for a week-long trip a couple hours away in December. I really want to go because I just finished exams then. I will have just finished my exams then, and it would be a great break. I would love to be honest with my parents, however they would not be open to it whatsoever. For context, I'm 20, still partially financially dependent on them, but I'm making my own money too, and none of this trip would be paid for using any of theirs. They're just super strict and would barely ever be open to me travelling alone, and not at all with my boyfriend's family. At most they'd allow me to travel with my female friends, but it's hard to make that happen here. Why are you 20 years old and in a situation where you still need to get permission from your family to go on a trip? That to me seems strange. They haven't mentioned anything about still living there, so like my house, my rules, all this kind of stuff, just saying that they're partially financially dependent. On top of everything, they're expecting me to be home end of December because I'm done with my university term at the time. Okay, so they're living away at university, but outside of university then they live at home with the parents. Me going on the trip shouldn't be a problem though, because I will be home starting January for a remote wait, what? They're expecting me home at the end of December because that's when I'll be done with uni, but I'll be home starting January for the internship. Anyways, any tips or advice here would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. What's this one comment saying? Don't lie to your parents. Lying is always worse when the truth comes out. You'd be better off just openly defying your parents and asserting that you're an adult. Yeah. I mean, it's one of these things, isn't it? It's one of these things. It's like, oh, how to approach this? On the one hand, you know, I'm about honesty, so I don't want to endorse lying here. But on the other hand, they're a grown-ass adult, and again, I'm not sure why they still need their parents' permission as an adult with agency, with someone who can legally consent and make decisions for themselves, why they still need approval from their parents. To be honest, and again, I do prefer being honest and direct and all the rest of it, so I can see where this commenter is coming from. However, if they do that, then who knows, the parents could end up cutting them off financially. They might kick them out of the house. They might say, oh, you're never allowed to leave the house without permission and you can forget all about that internship, etc., etc. Seems like, they're strict and that might be within what they think is reasonable to do. So to be very honest, if I was in that situation, I just wouldn't say anything. I'd just be like, well, when are you coming home after term? Oh, I'll be home like 2nd of December or whenever it is, 2nd of January. I wouldn't get into the details about like when class actually finishes or when stuff finishes up or whatever. Like, you've got your accommodation there. Just be like, yeah, that's when I'll be home. To be honest, I just wouldn't say anything about it. Because like, who says that you need to ask them for permission? Who says that you need to tell your parents every single thing that you do? Like, if you are fucking 15 years old, yes, you need your parents' permission. No, you should not lie to your parents. But when you're 20, like, are you also phoning them up to ask them what's for dinner every day as well? Do you know what I mean? You can make your own decisions and you don't have to tell them every single thing. So I just fucking wouldn't, to be honest. But only because that person is already an adult, okay? If you're legally a child, or if you're still dependent on someone for that sort of guidance and decision making for whatever reason, then yeah, that's different. Sometimes I say things and then things pop into my head where I'm like, oh, but it might not apply in this situation, or oh, it might be different in this situation, and then I try and cover all my bases, do you know what I mean? To like not put myself in a hot water, as they say, but then it just ends up being a mess because I'm thinking things in my head that you haven't heard through your ears. So I'm just saying things that it's like, where is this coming from? Anyway, let's move on. There's one last one that I picked. What is it? Oh shit. Should I tell my friend to prepare for divorce? Hi, I'm not going to be super detailed because I'm worried that my friend will realise that it's me. I'm just going to get straight to it. I'm worried that if my friend would divorce her husband, it will go badly for her. While I think that he's a good husband and a good father, I doubt very much that he would be a good ex. He's very rich and empathy is not his strong suit. If they broke up, I believe that he'd use his money and her mental health against her just to be petty. And I know some of you will point out that I can't possibly know A, their marriage, or B, how he would act if the relationship ended. Those are fair points, but without giving too much information, all I can say is that I think there's a high risk that the relationship is ending, and even if I'm wrong about that, I feel certain that I'm right how he would behave if they divorced, and I'm worried for my friend. I don't know how to bring this up to her, or even if I should. So how should I tell my friend to prepare for a divorce? I mean, if you know this information, if you're privy to all this information, does that mean that they are actually talking to you about the relationship? Does that mean that the friend has actually expressed an intention to divorce their husband? Because if so, then I would wait until she brings it up again and then be like, look, what are you going to do? Like, have you thought about what's going to happen? Like, if you were to leave him, like, might do this, might do that. Doesn't mean you shouldn't leave him if you're unhappy, but like, maybe you should like prepare for it a little bit so that, you know, by the time you leave, you already have like another place to live, like a support system so that you can get by without him, and, you know, maybe even already be seeing lawyers so that if they've got like kids or shared property or something like that, you know, that they're already getting not a head start, but you know what I mean, that they're already putting themselves in a position to kind of know how to handle things already, you know, just getting that advice. But if the friend has said absolutely nothing about the relationship to you and you're just assuming from seeing them together that it's a bad marriage and that they're probably going to break up soon, that could be like crossing a line. Like, you could be completely wrong about that. or maybe it's like you don't fucking know me that way. Do you know what I mean? So I think the relationship that you have together with a friend also depends. I think that if you're just like a fucking acquaintance, or if you're just like co-workers that hang out sometimes, and again the friend has never said anything about the relationship to you, then I think, you know, keep it to yourself, because it's not really your place to get into someone's personal relationship. However, if you're really good friends and, you know, you've got the closeness and they've actually confided in you about some stuff before, then yeah, I would start by asking them, like, have you thought about what would happen if? Have you thought about how you would, you know? So don't just like be assuming that they don't know anything about it, they don't know what they're doing. But yeah. But it sounds as if you're trying to be a good friend and, you know, just like saying, like, literally, like, be prepared. So yeah, just come at it from that, again, that place of concern, just looking out for you type thing, but don't push them into doing anything, especially if, you know, they've not actually expressed their intention to leave, and then it just sounds like you're being pushy and you could ruin the friendship and all this kind of stuff, you know? So yeah, that's it. That's all the ones I had picked out from advice today. We had a bit of a mix there. I hope you enjoyed the episode. You can watch some of my other videos if you like. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, 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 bye.